Eli Tomac oft continues to look like a guy with 50-plus race wins indoors and over 30 outdoors, and the amalgamation of the two that is SMX. And yet, even when he beats a Lawrence beats him. The first matchup in Texas was a great race between a living legend and the two fastest brothers ever seen. One of the best of the entire season.
Tomac has a shot to lead now. Can Jet get to the inside? He does. Oh, he almost goes down.
It is a battle that we are privileged to watch in any event, but especially because of the chronological unlikelihood of seeing the now veteran who won the first Pro 250 race he ever lined up at, but some 14 years ago, square off against a new generation of racers led by the brothers from down under. Now, the Lawrences remain on top of the world, despite trading mistakes at the front in race 1. Hunter, who had led almost from the gate drop, cased the rhythm section, and the younger brother jetted by. Then, a semi-rare mistake from Jet allowed both his brother and Eli past. And though he tried mightily, he wasn't able to overtake either in the waning moments of the race. Less than 2 seconds separation with the top 3. Sexton, a full 15 seconds back. In the second race, the tables turned. The starts for Jet and Hunter Lawrence have been both phenomenal and phenomenally consistent throughout the season, with the pair regularly sprinting through the first turn with the lead. But in the second race of the day, both faltered. Somehow, another Honda-mounted rider, Dylan Ferrandis, nailed his first good start of the season. Tomac also gated poorly, and subsequently posted his first sub-podium race finish since SMX began. First in the first race of the series, second in the second, second in the third, but just fifth in the fourth. Sexton, meanwhile, had managed a rare good start and was soon challenging Ferrandis for the lead, which Chase held before 2 minutes had ticked off the clock. By the midway point of the moto, the brothers were battling, but only over 4th and 5th, with Tomac 1 spot further back and outside the top 5. Eventually, Jet would take 2nd place, and Hunter, despite a last lap miscue, held on for 3rd in the race, the overall victory on the day, and the SMX points lead. For those of us who raced and lived in the 90s and into the aughts, Vegas was, and should be, where the season culminates. If only for the scene at the Hard Rock Round Bar, or those semi-secret after-parties, where security drags aside potted plants to reveal an elevator that leads to a 5th floor mezzanine overlooking the huddled masses, where the true cognoscenti would drink and enjoy other consumables. True stories. Ones that won't be recounted, nor recanted here. Buy me a couple of beers some night, and I might regale you with tales best left untold. Vegas was the official end of the Supercross season, from 1993 through 2019, before the 2020 season was truncated for dubious reasons. with the finale subsequently moved to Salt Lake, where a deal was somehow struck to thereafter culminate the season in a city where you literally have to know someone who knows someone to get into a bar. It was also, for many years, the end of the unofficial races of off-season, with first the U.S. Open at the MGM Grand, and then the Monster Energy Cup. Further, the grandeur of the backdrop of an outdoor stadium race in Nevada at sunset, in its own way outshines the strip downtown. I can tell you from many years at the Sam Boyd races that there are a few motorsports atmospheres, like watching the skies turn pink and purple as the sun first bounces off of, then fades behind the mountains in the early stages of the night show. So many memorable races, and yes, after parties, that this video could easily run 2 hours. We'll attempt, but fail, to keep it at about 20 minutes. The first race ever held in Las Vegas was March 17, 1990, round 7 of that year's series. And then points leader, Jeff Matiasevich, won on a Kawasaki.
30-second board is up. When that card goes sideways, it's a signal for the riders to have their bikes in gear and to really start concentrating, as Doug Dubach said, on that fair start starting gate that is right in front of them. They'll start revving the engines right about now. They're set to go. As soon as they see that gate wiggle in the slightest, they're going to drop the hammer, and there they go. Round number 7 of the Camel Supercross Series is off. We've got a problem right off the bat. There's Mike LaRocco, Ronnie Tish, the Suzuki teammate, and Jeff Ward. He was involved in it. 3 riders are down. It looked like LaRocco was being drugged along the track by Jeff Ward. Meanwhile, out in front, Jeff Matiasevich. Though it's the Dr. Doug Dubach. Rider number 7. Here comes Matiasevich on the inside. Now Matiasevich has been the early leader in most of the Supercross events that we've run to date. And Matiasevich is looking for that position right now around the outside as Dubach stumbles just momentarily. And I think the reason he stumbled is he wanted to go high, Dave, but he had to hit the brakes to avoid hitting Matiasevich, and that left him nowhere to go except a little bit sideways, a little bit squirrely, but he held on to that number 2 spot. Matiasevich out in front, as I started to say. He's been the leader throughout the series, but he's had a habit of fading. And there's the French rider, Jean-Michel Bayle. And Dubach is all the way back to the number 5 position. And right behind him comes Guy Cooper, number 4.
Man on the move is Bayle, number 22. Now, Matiasevich has been a fast starter all year long. Bayle, on the other hand, has been the mid-race charger. He's the guy who started back 4th, 5th, 6th, move up to 2nd, 3rd. But he says he gets tired by the time these races are over. Matiasevich, for the moment, pulling it out over the guy that won this series a year ago, Jeff Stanton. He may be the factor tonight. He may be the challenger to the kid.
Could very well be. Stanton is on a roll. He won in Daytona just 1 week prior to this. There he is out of La Habra Heights, California. So far this year, he's not put together the win, but since Seattle, round number 4, he's been the points leader, and he wants to win a Supercross event, as he told us earlier, more than anything in the world.
He's been learning from his teammate Jeff Ward, who's way in the back of this bunch because of that early tangle. Matiasevich is the young, up-and-coming rider, 20 years old, as we watch Bayle again make the challenge on the defending series champion. That bike, he just blew right by Jeff Stanton in exactly the same spot, Larry. He tried it, he saw it would work, he came back and made the move, and now Stanton will try to re-attack, but I think Bayle's got him covered.
So many times this year, Dave, we have seen Matiasevich be smooth. We've seen him be consistent, out in front, but each time he seems to run out of gas.
Well, yeah, his arms were pumping up in the first couple of races. He got into tangles with other riders, got into a shoving match with Larry Ward, the eventual winner at Seattle. He's never really been able to put together a whole race.
10 laps down, 10 laps to go. Welcome back to Las Vegas, Nevada. There's a man that's been spinning nothing but double zeros on the roulette wheel all night long. He's your leader, Jeff Matiasevich. This is round 7 of the Camel Supercross Series. Jeff Matiasevich, La Habra Heights, California, is just taking this Las Vegas Silver Bowl track by storm. Is really putting it together.
You know, the thing that's amazing about this is how different it is from any of the races we've seen all year. Every single Supercross main event this season has been a dogfight, and this guy has turned this one into a cakewalk. Matiasevich is checked out. He's gone.
Jeff Stanton, and the white flag signifying 1 lap remaining is out. Rider number 20, Jeff Matiasevich, has 1 lap to go. He's going to win this one, Dave, if he keeps it upright, and he is happy.
He knows it. He knows he's got him beat. He knows he's got it covered. He knows that he's put that reputation for fading at mid-race behind him. This is Jeff Matiasevich's night. Not an exciting event in terms of close competition, but a superb demonstration of Supercross riding excellence by a youngster with a great future in this game.
Great future indeed. I think before his career is over, we're going to see this young man, oh, is he happy. We're going to see him capture many, many more checkered flags. He's well on the way to his first one. There it is. Arms up in the air. Usually that's a field goal, but here in Vegas, I think we're going to call it blackjack.
Spoilers from 34 years ago. Larry's crystal ball was a little cloudy. That was Chicken's one and only 250 Supercross win. But a kid named Jeremy won his first ever Supercross race that night in the 125 class. Wonder what ever happened to him.
But basically, they go through the same qualifying procedure as the 250cc counterparts. Qualifiers, then the main event. This is the main. Now, there are 3 riders that did qualify. Unfortunately, their main event performance not turning out to be exactly as they had pictured. Action up front is hot, heavy, intense, and here we go. It's underway. They're sorting themselves out. Out in front is Ty Davis, number 26. Davis is the Western points leader, but Davis gets past number 125, Jeremy McGrath. Took an outside line and railed around Davis. He was not impressed at all that Davis is leading this point standing. I mentioned earlier, this is the farm system, and I can't think of a better term to describe it. It's a training ground for up-and-coming Supercross stars, the stars of tomorrow that will be competing on the 250cc machine. Here comes our leader, number 125, Jeremy McGrath, aboard the Kawasaki. He is really riding well since he took that number 1 position. He's not been in any kind of trouble. He's opened up about a 2 or 3 second gap and seems content to stay there. But I think the most important thing is he's sticking to his lines on the track. He looks very, very smooth. Day, 250 rookies, but stars. Dana Bradshaw and Mike Kidrowski. The checkered flag out to Jeremy McGrath. He wins his first one of the season, and he has got to be happy. He's moving closer to that number 1 spot.
Jeremy, you have got to be pumped. Yeah, got a real good start. Felt good in the heat race and everything, and just got out in front, and it was a little easier to work from the front.
In 3 short years, he was in the number 1 spot, winning 10 races in his first Supercross championship in 1993. In 1994, McGrath would win his first 250 race in Vegas.
Personal treasure. And then you right away when you slipped our holes. But I can tell you now it's not the way that it was. No wind, no place, and no shore. You burn your bridges, you don't know but there's to go. No wind, no place. No show!
In 1995, the Vegas Supercross was the site of an odd chapter in Supercross history. The top riders of the day staged a boycott of the main event. The reason, they said, was unsafe conditions. A transformer had blown midway through the night show. Temporary lights were brought in. And while the lighting was, in fact, about on par with the Saturday night race at Dade City, Jeremy McGrath had already clinched his third consecutive title. So he used the night to make a stand and get the attention of Pace, the promoter of that era, to address myriad issues the riders had. Chief among them, there was no year-end points fund payout. And when it was all over, very little had changed, although it did gift Jeff Emig his first win in the 250 class. The crowd, as you might imagine, was none too pleased, nor were the riders in solidarity happy with Emig, adding fuel to the fire in a long simmering rivalry between McGrath and Emig.
During qualifying, a transformer outside the stadium blew and all the lights in the stadium went out. The promoters had to go to Plan B. They got some work lights on in the stadium, thanks to a generator, and then they brought in 3 portable light stands to try to fill in the dark areas. Let's go down to Marty Reed, see what it's like down on the floor.
Art, I hate to tell you this, but if we're going to be doing any racing, it may be by the light of the silvery moon. And some people have suggested I start singing, but that would be a guarantee to clear the entire facility.
Some of them, that is. Only 14 riders have showed up at the gate, others determining it was too dangerous with the lighting situation to ride under these conditions. And you can hear the fans in the background. Very, very disappointed. Those riders marked in yellow are those who are not riding because they deemed it too dangerous. Marty Reed now is in the process in the pit area of running down Kawasaki's Roy Turner.
Roy, first off, tell us what happened in the Kawasaki camp regarding Mike Kudrowski, and also as far as how the team feels about this.
Well, it's really unfortunate for the fans. It's probably the biggest thing. It hurts. We, take that as, one of our primary considerations. We really didn't make the decision. The decision was up to the riders. We asked them to ride, to at least go out and to look at the track and to evaluate the track. But the group of riders, the top Honda riders and Mike Kudrowski and a few of the other riders, they basically stuck together and just said they weren't going to do it. And, short of physically, there's nothing we could do. They made the decision on their own. They said it was unsafe, there wasn't enough lighting, and that they have too much to risk.
Yamaha and Suzuki riders were told, try it. If you think it's too dangerous, come on off. We'll understand. It should be up to the individual rider if he's not feeling comfortable on that track. Don't you think, David?
Yes, I do. And, it's interesting to point out that the Honda riders didn't even go down to look at the track. They just decided not to ride.
KTM's Jeff DeMint, number 77, the whole shot. But Jeff Emig is right there, number 6. Emig taking the lead here in the first lap.
Jeff DeMint putting the moves back on Emig, but Emig with a good line into the corner. His feet come off the pegs, but he saves it and jumps his way into the lead. Jeff Emig has found himself in the lead at 4 other main events this year. He's been getting better and better starts, but the difference tonight is the big guns aren't in the race. And we were getting word that it was a decision by all the factory riders that they were not going to ride. Then Keith McCarty of Yamaha said, go out there and ride around, and Emig took his parade lap, said it's fine, decided to ride. Larry Ward got wind of that, and in order to protect his second place in the point standings, he had to suit up and get back out there. Otherwise, he'd be in the pits watching this.
Jeff Emig, number 6, our leader in Las Vegas. He's looking for his very first Supercross victory. I would be surprised if most of the top riders are going at about 80 to 90% on this particular track tonight.
Well, I think there's a couple of reasons for that. One is, yes, the lighting is a little worse. From our vantage point, it doesn't look that bad, but for them out there, it's probably a little worse. And also, that all the top riders aren't out there. And some of these riders have got to kind of feel weird about the fact that they just jumped out there and rode a race that they said they weren't going to ride. I have to really kind of think about what's going on with the fans. This is really a weird situation. It's kind of, you can feel it in the air, and I think the fans are, as Roy Turner said, they're really getting the short end of the stick here. And there's speculation that it's not just the lighting, and that the riders and the promoters have been disagreeing on certain issues throughout the season, and that was one of the contributing factors towards the riders not wanting to ride this main event, and the fans really suffer from all that. One rider that we really haven't gotten to see very much is Jeff Emig, and Jeff Emig is riding fantastic, and it is unfortunate that he's not going to be able to believe in his heart that he won this race fair and square against the best riders, but a win is a win, and he is definitely putting it to him tonight.
Hey, next year, half the fans are going to forget when they look at the record book. It'll only say Jeff Emig won Las Vegas. Make the main event. Here is our leader finally. He's hasn't had the camera time that he deserved being so far out in front. Reed in Las Vegas, Sam Boyd Stadium. It's not the packed stadium we saw earlier. Many fans getting disgruntled and leaving when they found out that some of the top riders refused to run because of the light situation. They deemed it unsafe. However, Jeff Emig is out in front with Larry Ward, number 11, in second place. Ward with the chance to nail down second in the points championship race. Emig with the chance of getting his very first Supercross victory. Clark Jones really coming to Larry's rescue a year ago.
Well, he's got a pretty good package, and Clark has got to be happy, and you can bet they're going to do all they can to make Larry's package next year just as competitive, if not more, as you see the checkered flag for Jeff Emig as the Supercross win.
Emig, a happy young man, and Larry Ward, of course, if he hadn't have raced, might have lost that second place to Jeff Emig, who got the 25 points for the victory. 1995 Supercross season ending in a rather unusual way.
We're down here with Jeff Emig. And Jeff, first off, I want to congratulate you. Your first Supercross win of the season. How was it out there for you?
Well, I mean, I know all the things were going on tonight. And I thought, I talked to my team manager about it. And we said, hey, if it's political, we should ride. If it's really dangerous, then we shouldn't. I took a lap, and I think I got the baddest eyes of anybody here. And I said, hey, it's worth riding. I know that we were all supposed to stick together, all of us factory guys. But, once some of the other guys are up there and the points lined up, I had to go. I mean, it's not the best way to win it, but hell, I won the damn thing, and I was here. I guess that counts for something.
As a footnote to a footnote, from 1993 to 2002, there were 156 AMA Supercross races. And Jeremy McGrath missed only one of them. That one. Two years later, Doug Henry would write the first four-stroke chapter of Supercross, with the YZ400 showing clear superiority by being able to find traction where others spun their rear wheels across the Vegas Blue Grid. And, oh yeah, Jeff Emig became the only rider to interrupt McGrath's 7-title run at the top.
Ties that record with 4. It's been an unbelievable year. Jeff Emig gets ready. We're underway. The final race of the season. Henry makes the $1,000 won 900 Pro Race Hole Shot Award.
Just one guy didn't get through there. He gets slid to the outside, but I am amazed at how well Emig came out through that first corner because he had several guys to the inside of him. Easily could have pushed him off the racetrack.
Jeremy McGrath has already passed Larry Ward and Jimmy Button. He's moved into 5th spot right now, where he's challenging for 5th against Craig. Henry is out in front. 5-second lead for Henry on Jeff Emig in second place. And it's Bradshaw and Hughes, McGrath, Craig, and Button.
Everyone's going about the same pace right now because the track's so slippery. It's tough to venture out of that main groove and try to make a pass. You almost got to wait for a mistake, and these guys haven't made any yet. This is going to be pretty wild for people that weren't here to hear the results tomorrow morning or even later tonight and hear that Doug Henry won and go, oh, well, okay, that sounds normal, but then to hear that he did it on a 4-stroke, it's pretty amazing. And these conditions are really optimum for that 4-stroke because the way the power is delivered, you get much better traction.
First time in Supercross history it would be if a 4-stroke could win this race.
Already history by leading and making the main. It's just Doug is just a phenomenal rider, and if anybody can be versatile enough to go out and really up to the challenge to ride a 4-stroke in Supercross, especially a tight one like this, it's really amazing what he's been able to do.
Our leader, Doug Henry. As we mentioned, if he wins, it would be the 6th win for Yamaha. That would be the most since Damon Bradshaw took 9 victories back in 1992.
It's not that surprising to me to see a 4-stroke do so well outdoors, the way Doug has ridden the season, getting better and better with each event. But on the Supercross track this tight, I am just blown away. I can't believe it. A lot better traction, all I can figure. He was bragging about being able to take the inside right there to make that pass on Emig.
Obviously, he's got the power.
Yeah, he's got plenty of power. Before that triple, practice, I mentioned a little earlier that it looked like he was testing himself, testing the motorcycle to see how close he could get to that triple before actually gunning it and going for it. He was still making it no problem.
Of course, the special rules helping out, too, to get 4 strokes integrated into Supercross racing.
We were making fun of him in Hangtown with all the smoke pouring out of the back of that thing. They've got it fixed, and this is going to be a real gratifying win for the entire team. All that hard work. Looking at that bike, the engine cases, I mean, it's a billet piece of aluminum. There's some trick parts on that bike. A titanium subframe. Just the pipe is...
And the crowd is standing, giving Doug Henry a great cheer as he takes the checkers for the 3rd time of the 1997 season. And here is your new champion, finishing his final lap as the fireworks go off here in Las Vegas. The City of Lights lighted up for Jeff Emig and Doug Henry. Payday, champ!
That's great.
Well, Jeremy Albrecht gets a little bonus out of that, too. Here he comes across slowly but effectively. Jeff Emig, who is just going step by step on a marvelous career.
It's been a long battle for him. He's been second to Jeremy a long time. He deserves it.
And a well-deserved hand for Doug Henry. As history has not only been made with Emig winning his first Supercross title, but also Doug Henry, a 4-stroke, winning their first Supercross race. A happy moment for the team Kawasaki, no question about it. Jeff Emig never won a 125 title in Supercross. He's won a 125 and 250 in the National Outdoors, and now probably puts his most prestigious performance in the history books.
2003, young phenom James Stewart absolutely weeded himself in the 125 class. Spectacular enough to warrant inclusion.
It's so incredible. Just launched off his bike. A horrific accident. The crew will all be down there. They're going to protect him first. And David, this is an absolute disaster. He is moving, but barely.
Oh, he just goes for it. Now watch what happens to him again. He comes over the finish line, and he's going to mistime these jumps. He tries to jump up out of there, and he decides, uh-oh, I went too far. I better bail out of this. But watch how hard he hit.
Oh, my goodness sakes. One of the most unbelievable accidents by the best rider maybe on the planet right now. And who would have thought it? He was running away with this. They've got him down there with the medical staff, some of the best doctors on this.
Meanwhile, his nemesis-to-be, Chad Reed, took the 8th win of his rookie season in the 250 class, falling just 7 points short of dethroning defending champion Ricky Carmichael.
Carmichael holds the points lead and is more than just a little determined to beat Chad here in Las Vegas, Nevada, and clinch a 3rd Supercross title. This is the final stop of the THQ World Supercross GP and the AMA Supercross Series. Here as is Heath Fox, Keith Johnson, and Ryan Clark.
You notice that number 24, Nestor Fonseca, Ricky Carmichael's teammate, lined up just to the inside of Chad Reed. Just a little bit of stuff. Maybe he would have started there anyway, but I don't know, kind of a coincidence, don't you think?
The 30 board is up. We're waiting for it to go sideways, and everyone in Vegas right now has their eyes tuned as the board goes sideways. This is 250, heat number 1. Reed gets a great start. Will it get to the corner first? Yes, number 22. The Thunder from Down Under reigns supreme in Sandboy Stadium. And the rest of the crew. Ricky Carmichael, the 2-time defending champion. Chad Reed is number 22, just on the left side of your picture. He is the man who is trying to take away what Ricky rightfully believes is his, a 3rd title. Chad Reed is a rookie from Australia on the Yamaha. The final event of the Supercross year. Ricky Carmichael with a 10-point lead over Chad Reed in the 30-boarded sideways. And a great stop for all right. Ricky Carmichael gets a little sideways. It's 22, Chad Reed, who gets the hole shot. Ricky Carmichael on the inside, currently sitting in 4th. So Chad Reed rolls the dice and it comes up snake eyes. This time the double deuce is out in front. The Thunder from Down Under, Chad Reed, the rookie on the 250 series, has got himself a lead. Ricky Carmichael Carmichael in third. As it stands right now, the battle may go to Reed, but the war will go to Carmichael.
Yeah, I think Carmichael would like to get up there and prove that he can run Chad's pace.
There he is, number 22, your leader, Chad Reed. He has won 5 weeks in a row. He picked up the whole shot and the $1,500 that goes along with it. His second whole shot of the season and a perfect time to do it.
Look how close Carmichael is. Flirting with the edge of that wing check.
Reed will, it looks like, win this battle. Carmichael's going to win the war and pick up another number 1 place. Last year in the outdoor season, as we come down to the final moments of this race, Ricky did not lose a single race. Do you think he can do that again this year with the emergence of rookie Chad Reed?
Well, Ricky's pretty dominant outdoors, and I can say that it's not going to be as easy, but I wouldn't have thought he could do it last year either. I mean, Chad Reed has jumped all the way into that corner, all over all those loops, just going up on the last lap. He didn't need to do that. He's full of confidence, and with 6 wins in a row, boy, this guy is going to be pretty jumping his way through the whoops. He can afford to just cruise through there this time. You can see all the way back there, Carmichael just now entering the corner.
Well, take off your lens cap, folks. Your winner in the 250 main event, number 22, Chad Reed, and what an amazing streak for that young man. But the winner of the 2000 season will be number 4, RC Ricky Carmichael. He wins the title by 7 points. His 3rd title in a row.
Reed would finish second in the 2004 race to Kevin Windham. And then from 2005 to 2009, Chad Reed and James Stewart split up the finale wins like loot from a heist. Reed won in 05, Stewart in 06 and 07. Reed won again in 08. And he came into the 09 race, battling for not only the win, but the Supercross title.
Stewart versus Chad Reed. It's a memorable rivalry in a sport that has seen a few of those. Watching them swap the lead last week in Salt Lake City was, to me, reminiscent of David Bailey's win over Ricky Johnson. Remember Anaheim '86, maybe the best Supercross race ever. Now, this heated, tense, and emotional battle between Stewart and Reed comes down to the final, and let's all hope for a heads-up fight. Remember '83 when Bailey edged Mark Barnett by a scant 2 points for the stadium crown? Yeah, it was close, that's great, but the key was when Barnett's bike broke late in the year. I don't want to see that. Or how about the '85 controversy? Jeff Ward off the track at the finale, rode the wrong way on the course. He was not disqualified and claimed his only Supercross crown, again by just 2 points over Brock Glover. To this day, Glover fans feel Brock deserved that title. The oddity in this year's matchup, the relative speed and style of the two contenders. Stewart is the most extreme example of win or crash I've ever seen, and I'm old. Reed, in contrast, is relentless. When James and Chad crashed together in this year's opener, knocking Stewart out of the race, it set the tone for the next 7 weeks. James winning, Chad running second. The championship gap narrowing, 3 points at a crack. Then, James relapsed, hit the ground repeatedly, handed victories to his rival, and again fell behind in points to raise the ultimate question. Who will be champion, the tortoise or the hare? In recent weeks, the tide has turned again. James leading by 6 now, heading into the finale. If Reed can pull this out, it will be 1992 all over again. Damon Bradshaw won 9 races that year, appeared to have Jeff Stanton's number. But at the season's finale, Bradshaw inexplicably faltered. Stanton won the race and claimed the championship in a huge upset. There is, of course, one difference. Bradshaw was unpredictable for one night. Stewart is unpredictable every night. Allow me one last recollection of rivalry. 1996, Jeff Emig beat Jeremy McGrath in St. Louis and ruined Showtime's perfect Supercross season. Then they went outdoors. Jeff beat him again. One of the most exciting national championship fights ever. And for good measure, Emig also claimed the 97 Supercross crown, the only indoor title McGrath lost in his 8-year run as king of the sport. Rivalry indeed. Nice job, Emig, and good luck tonight to both Stewart and Reed.
Despite Chad running James off the track, Junior prevailed for his second and final Supercross title. with Ryan Villapoto taking just the second win of his 450 Supercross career, which was its own changing of the guard some 15 years ago.
Yeah. You know, one of the defining moment in each one of these riders' careers. Ricky, 2006, the battle, these two guys were in that three-way battle with you. Yeah. To me, I mean, I cried when you won that. That was the most incredible championship for these guys. It's here tonight.
You have to win. Reed has to win. We know that. And James has to get 20 worse than third. You don't know what's going to happen.
It's a crazy track. No traction out there. It's really loose.
And they've got Ryan Villapoto in between the two of them. He got a great start earlier on tonight, was very fast in his heat race. He could certainly be a player. You've got to be careful in those first couple of corners. Here we go, the main event, the season championship on the line.
Number 7
is the 800, Michael Lessie. Getting the whole shot. Where's Reed?
I think he's back and forth or something.
He's deeper than that, Ricky. He's about ninth. He's about ninth, and Stewart is in second. A horrible start for Reed.
It can happen, guys. It's a long race.
Okay, here we go. The fastest guy through the whoops, and then there's a Lessie. That's the problem.
Stewart to the lead. Here comes Reed. He's challenging for fifth. Villapoto trying to get around for second.
He comes past his teammate, Michael Lessie. You got to think Alessi's not going to put up much of a fight. He's going to let him on by.
Meanwhile, Stewart is doing everything he can to gap him.
You got to put your head down, Chad, and go.
But still, I'll tell you what, Villapoto is straight to the back of Stewart. He's only a second behind him. Into the whoops. Total commitment by Reed.
Here goes Reed.
He's alongside of Alessi. He's got it. That's for third. That'll give him third. Next up, Ryan Villapoto.
Villapoto rode really good in his heat race.
He sure did. And he won at Seattle.
Villapoto.
He's closing on Stewart. That's not what James needs at all.
And how about it for Villapoto?
Alessi right inside of his teammate. Reed's going to lose the position back. Meanwhile, Villapoto comes hunting after Stewart.
Look at this. Villapoto going to try to get by James.
Villapoto knows there's a championship on the line, but there's also a win at stake. And Villapoto wants it. Here he comes. Stewart to the inside. Can't get him in the corner.
So could the pressure be mounting here for Stewart across the line?
Well, let's see what the gap is between him and Reed.
Last lap around, Reed was the fastest rider on the track. Villapoto was second fastest. Stewart was the third fastest. Last lap around, full
what
second.
is Stewart doing?
He's having problems here.
Is something wrong?
And Reed is right behind him.
Gosh,
look at that
again.
Look at that. And Reed is closing. Reed closes in even more. Watch the crowd get on their feet now.
He's going to let Reed go. Look at Reed won't go by him. Reed will not go by him.
He wants to pressure him.
Why isn't Reed forcing his quicker?
I think Reed, I think he wants to let Reed go by.
But why isn't Reed forcing the issue? Now Reed.
Fans are certainly excited.
Reed is right there. Into the woods. James continues to hold him on. This is the weirdest battle I have ever seen.
I think that James wants him to go by and Reed won't take it. Uh-oh. He's looking like he might set him up right here.
Could it be one of those things? There he is inside. Oh, contact! Oh, Reed is thrown into the contact.
Unbelievable.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe that.
That was a little attitude there. Stewart wisely keeps it on two wheels.
Wow.
You know, that's not going to win the championship with Chad Reed. But
is that what he was waiting for?
Yeah, you got to think so. And that's, you know, that's a little attitude there.
Ryan Villapoto, he is psyched on his way to his second career Supercross win in his rookie season.
Right now, 6 seconds ahead of Reed, 22.5 seconds ahead of Stewart. The crowd really acknowledging Ryan's.
Here he comes, Ryan Villapoto.
Very cool.
The fireworks go off, and Chad Reed comes across in second. Where is James Stewart? Reed will finish second tonight. The confetti is flying. He'll finish second in the championship as well. Making his way through the confetti. Here he comes. James Stewart. He will do it. He will win his second Monster Energy AMA Supercross and FIM World Championship in one of the wildest championship seasons in Supercross history. James Stewart is the man on the top step of the podium with the #1 plate.
So, for the second time in a stellar rookie season, that remains in the shadow of little brother's 450 and Supercross first-time campaigns, Hunter Lawrence holds the red plate. This time, going into the final showdown of the season. Jet was clearly not happy nor satisfied with the spot on the box and drawing within 1 point of the second SMX crown. Will that be motivation going into the final round? Undoubtedly. Jet's continued success somehow serves to mask just how competitive the younger Lawrence is. All smiles and carefree laughs after a win. But his burning fire to best all is on full display after Saturday's race. Yet it's Big Brother who has the red plate. So often the wingman to his younger sibling, Hunter now leads the field into battle. Now 21 points back and forth. Eli's bid for the title is over. Still, he could certainly play a spoiler role, as could teammate Cooper Webb or Ken Roxon in the final race of the 2024 American season. The injured Thumb Brigade isn't entirely finished, having scored 2nd, 4th, 5th in the second Texas race. Yet it's just 3 riders that can still win it all. Hitting this year's Supercross champion, this year's Motocross champion, and the guy who won everything the 250 class had to offer last year, except for its SMX title. The title Hunter leads now, which is also the one Premier Class title Sexton is yet to win. Chase trails by 1, and Jet by 9. And in the triple point scenario, with a cool million on the line, winner take all, no holds barred. And hey, if you like this video, please like this video. Maybe we'll tap the subscribe button. Leave a comment if you know how to type. Meanwhile, thanks for watching this.